The Rothschild family, the banking ghosts who rewrote history over 2 centuries. Imagine yourself in an old wooden room with the warm glow of candlelight casting shadows on a long table covered in documents and 19th century maps of Europe. The doors are locked, guards stand outside, and inside a group of people are negotiating the fate of nations. None of them are presidents or kings. That's when you realize you've just stepped into the world of the Rothschild family. With an estimated fortune of $400 billion, and possibly many times more, the Rothschilds are not just a banking family. They are the first blueprint for a global financial empire. It all began with Mayer Amschel Rothschild, a Jewish banker in Frankfurt in the late 18th century. With a genius strategy, place each son in a major financial center, London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt, and turn the family into the first trans-European banking network. But their power didn't stop at money. They funded governments, decided the outcome of wars, protected royal thrones, and financed grand infrastructure projects like railroads and canals. Every decision was made in secret, over private dinners and through encrypted letters. What made the Rothschilds a no-go zone of power was their absolute principle of secrecy. Their vast assets were held through multiple layers of trusts spread across tax havens. They did not publish financial statements. Family meetings were held like diplomatic conferences, with no photos allowed. They own luxurious real estate, famous vineyards such as Chateau Lafayette Rothschild. It's where a bottle of wine can sell for up to $40,000 and art collections worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But all of that is not for show, it is to preserve their legacy for centuries to come. Now, if you could use only one word to describe the power of the Rothschilds, type untouchable in the comments section. If the Rothschilds maintained their power for 2 centuries through secrecy and finance, the next family combined royal power, oil, and ambitions to shape the future of humanity. Come to the Al Saud family, where every decision can change global oil prices and shape cities that don't yet exist on the map. The Al Saud family, when royalty builds cities of the future on sand and owns global oil prices. Imagine you are flying over a vast desert. Below you are not endless golden dunes, but skyscrapers stretching over 100 miles in a straight line, their glass facades reflecting the sunlight. Cars move silently. Everything operates on artificial intelligence, and the air is cool despite the 50-deg sheet outside. Do you think this is a scene from a science fiction movie? No, this is Neom, the $500 billion futuristic city that the Al Saud family is building in the middle of the Arabian desert. With an estimated net worth of $1.4 trillion, the Al Saud family is not just royalty. They are an economic, political, and religious powerhouse capable of determining global oil prices with a single closed-door meeting. They control Saudi Aramco, the most profitable company on the planet, generating hundreds of billions of dollars each year. But their power doesn't stop at oil. Through the public investment fund, PIF, they have bought stakes in Uber, Lucid Motors, SoftBank, and even Newcastle United Football Club. They don't just participate in the market. They change the rules. The personal opulence of this family is almost mythical. Gold-plated Mercedes-Benzes are displayed for show. Eagles are flown by private jets, each costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Al Yamama Palace, with over 1,000 rooms, is adorned with Italian marble and custom-made chandeliers from France. What makes the Al Saud family a global power is their ability to combine royal authority with business might. They are not just heads of state, they are the owners of a massive energy conglomerate, global investors, and the architects of the future urban landscape. While the Al Saud family commands the world's respect through royal power and oil, the next family even makes US presidents think twice. The Mars family, the candy empire, and power in your pet's food bowl. Try this. Open your kitchen cabinet. If you see a package of M&Ms, Snickers, Milky Way, congratulations, you've just found a trace of one of the most powerful and secretive families in the United States. Now, head over to the pet section. Pedigree, Whiskas, Royal Canin, or even Banfield Pet Hospital. Yes, that's them too. The Mars family doesn't just sell candy, they own a part of your daily life. With a net worth of $126 billion, Mars Inc. is a 100% family-owned, privately held company with no public stock, no shareholder pressure, and virtually no media presence. What's remarkable is how they operate, much like an intelligence agency. Their headquarters in McLean, Virginia, operates like a secret base. Employees are instructed to limit sharing any information outside the company. Family members rarely give interviews. The appeal of this story lies in the fact that we think of candy as fun and cute, but behind it lies a cold and highly calculated power structure. Mars doesn't just dominate supermarket candy shelves, they've also taken over the global pet care industry, a market worth hundreds of billions of dollars. From producing pet food, controlling a network of veterinary hospitals, to investing in AI-powered veterinary diagnostics, Mars Inc. has turned your pets into part of their massive profit machine. And they do it all in silence. No loud yachts, no mansions flaunted on Instagram, no speeches at conferences. They know that the greatest power isn't in being recognized, but in being unavoidable. You eat candy? It's them. Your pet eats dinner? It's also them. And with every transaction, a small piece of power continues to flow to the Mars family, unpretentious, unassuming, but incredibly secure. The Ambani family, a castle standing tall amongst a sea of people. If you thought the Palace of Versailles was the ultimate symbol of luxury, you haven't seen Antilia, the Ambani family's vertical Versailles. Imagine this in the heart of Mumbai, India's most populous city, where millions of people cram into rooms barely 10 square meters in size, rises a 27-story steel and glass structure worth $2 billion USD. This is not a hotel, nor is it a government building. It is the private residence of 5 people. Inside, each floor is a different world. A snow room where you can play snowballs in the middle of a 40-degree summer. 3 helipads so you can fly out of the city at any time without touching the streets below. A 6-story garage housing over 160 supercars, from Rolls-Royce Phantoms to custom-made Maybachs. The ballroom features crystal chandeliers that cascade down like waterfalls. Security? Armed bodyguards, biometric identification at every entrance, and a protective ring surrounding the property as if it were the United Nations headquarters. The Ambani family, led by Mukesh Ambani, chairman of Reliance Industries, controls an empire worth over $85 billion, energy, telecommunications, retail, and now green energy. They don't just trade, they redesign markets. If you were to decide to flip the switch one day, millions of businesses, hospitals, banks, and governments would plunge into chaos. But what sets Slim apart isn't just his control. It's how he uses it. No beachfront mansions in Malibu, no fleet of supercars in Monaco, no yachts moored in Cannes. He drives an old Mercedes, dines at home, and works in an office filled with books rather than LED screens. Slim's wealth-building strategy is simple yet ruthless: buy when everyone else is panicking. When the market crashed in 2008, he invested $250 million in the New York Times. Today, that investment yields massive profits and something even more valuable than money: direct influence over one of the world's most powerful newspapers. Slim's art leaves its mark everywhere, even in museums. The Museo Soumaya, the museum he built to honor his late wife, houses over 66,000 works of art, from Rodin to Dali. The public can enter for free. But that also means he's the one who decides which art stories get told. Carlos Slim is a living paradox, powerful enough that heads of state must respect him, yet he doesn't need flashy photos. That's the kind of power that says, if you know, you know, and if you know, you'll never dare to underestimate him. Leave your thoughts below. I want to hear your perspective. And if you want to continue exploring the secrets of money, power, and the figures most of the world has never heard of, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the stories to come will blow your mind even more.